Hello, everybody. Hello. So glad to see you all. So glad that you're here and joining us for this amazing Village Harmony Week. Welcome, everybody, to the Daily Antidote of Song in our 400 and stay of being together and singing in this room one song every day. We have an amazing week with Village Harmony ahead of us. We are going to have a lot of harmony singing, which is something that we all know we love and miss very much. And we're going to be singing a South African song, a Ukrainian song, a Georgian song, a shape note song is actually today, and some justice songs, lots of stuff going on all week. Very, very excited to be in the room with Larry Gordon, who will be hosting us regularly this week, as well as other hosts and other folks coming through the room. And today, both Larry and Heidi Wilson singing. Before we turn it over to Larry and Heidi, I'm going to say hi to all the folks here. And also hi to everybody out there on Facebook Live. Everybody help me say hi to Facebook Live. Hi, we're so glad you joined us. And hello to all the folks in here. So hi, of course, to Katie Abadou, who is like seriously running the tech today. Katie, thank you so much. And to Larry and Heidi, hello. Deli, hi, coming in from Maryland. Good to see you. Dan and Virginia, Virginia, nice to see you today. Nancy, hi, coming in from Vermont. And Deborah in Kentucky, hello. And Max in New Hampshire, we're glad you're back. It's good to see you again. Susan in Ohio, hello. Mabel plus Cinnamon Bear plus unicorn-like object. No, mouse-like object. Nice to see you. Good to see you today. Glad you're coming in from Mass. Aloysius also coming in from Mass, driving in his car. Please do not look at your screen. Bob, hello. Nice to see you coming in apparently from outer space. Maryland, hello. Dan and Virginia. Virginia. Hang on one second. We've got a slight overlap and I have to get rid of it immediately. Okay, sorry. All right, that was Facebook Live playing in my background. Hello, who else do we have? Phoebe, hello, nice to see you. And Anne, glad you're here today. Julie and Ron in Ontario. Nice to have you with us today, Ron. Glad you've joined. Hello to Shari, coming in from New Hampshire. Good to see you again. Kim in Vancouver from the Ubuntu Choirs Network. Phoebe, hello, good to see you. I think I learned where you lived yesterday and I've already forgotten. Busy Graham, Carpe Diem Arts, coming in from the Eastern Shore. Nice to see you. Carol in Connecticut, hello. Kate in Charlottesville, hello. Christiana and Bob in Maryland, Rockville specifically. Hello, Annette in California. Good to see you. Karen in Oregon. Sheila in Florida. Isabel in Florida. Sid in Victoria. Hello, Gladys. I think from an island near Prince Edward Island. Yeah, Storm coming in from Mass, but just only Storm is on our screen. Hello to Bonnie in Idaho. Hello to Carolyn in Idaho. You guys are next to each other. Two friends from Idaho. Hello to Anne in Maryland. Hello to Sally. Nice to have you with us today. Martha in Oregon. Hello. Janet in Georgia. No, not Janet in Georgia. It's just Janet. Is it Janet in Georgia? No, it's just Janet. Hello, Janet. Nice to see you today. And Gary in Mass. Hello. And Fred. Hello in Maryland from the DC Labor Chorus. Lynn in Connecticut. Hi, Becky in Vancouver. Hello to Hoda. Nice to see you today. We're so glad you're with us. And Dennis, also from the Ubuntu Choirs Network. In fact, I think one of the founders. Hello to Al, coming in with his guitar, and Kathy coming in from upstate New York. Glad to see you. And let's see, we've got Brian in the room. Hi, Brian. Glad you're here today. And hi to Betsy from Washington Rebels. Nice to see you. Hello to Kat in Vermont. And hello to Anna in Maine. Nice to see you, Anna, one of our co-hosts. Hello to Harriet in Chicago. Kathy in Virginia. Hello, who has a birthday this month. And Tom in Victoria. Hello. And let's see, Jane in Linda. And who else? Karen, Barbara, Sandra, lots of folks coming in off video. Kachina and Leslie and Amos and Chris and Jean, and also Nancy joining right now with her Irish cow. And did I get everybody? No, Arlene and Gwen. I am super, super glad to see all of you. So glad all of you have decided to join today for this amazing week. And I am excited to turn it over to Larry, who's going to co-host with us all week, along with Kathy Bullock and some other folks. And to Heidi, who is going to be singing with Larry. They happened to have chosen one of my favorite songs. You guys are up. Thank you so much for being here for this week.
Thank you, Joe. We're happy to be here too. We're in my living room, sort of, music room in Marshfield, Vermont. And we have a beautiful old shape note song for you that comes from the collection called the Social Harp, one of the less widespread shape note collections, which we'll talk more about that book later. It's still available in a facsimile edition. But we're going to do this song called Parting Friends, but along with Heidi Wilson here, who's a wonderful song leader and creates many of her own fabulously wonderful songs, and has also long been associated with Village Harmony. So we thought we'd sing through a verse of this song, and then we will go back and teach the part separately. We're going to do it just in 2 parts. In the original collection, it has 3 voice parts, but it works really well as a duet. So Parting Friends, which will maybe dedicate this song to refugees and displaced persons around the world who've been forced to leave their friends and their homelands. It's a song that expresses those kind of feelings. Farewell, my friends, I'm bound for Canaan. I'm traveling through the wilderness. Your company has been delightful. You who doth leave my mind distressed. I go away behind to leave you, perhaps never to meet again. But if we never have the pleasure, I hope we'll meet on Canaan's land. Good. So Heidi, I think, is going to teach the melody part, and she'll go over each phrase and then have you repeat along after us.
I'll do a call and then we'll do a response together.
And the words are there in your chat.
Farewell, my friends, I'm bound for Canaan.
Farewell, my friends, I'm bound for Canaan.
I'm traveling through the wilderness.
I'm traveling through the wilderness.
Your company has been delightful.
Your company has been delightful.
You who doth leave my mind distressed.
You who doth leave my mind distressed.
You might notice that that's the same melody repeated 2 different times. Let's do that much again.
Farewell, my friends, I'm bound for Canaan. I'm traveling through the wilderness. Your company has been delightful. You who doth leave my mind distressed.
Beautiful. And now the melody changes. I go away behind to leave you.
I go away behind to leave you.
Perhaps never to meet again.
Perhaps never to meet again.
And then back to that same old melody. But if we never have the pleasure,
but if we never have the pleasure,
I hope we'll meet on Canaan's land.
I hope we'll meet on Canaan's land.
Let's do that whole chorus. I go away.
I go away behind to leave you, perhaps never to meet again. But if we never have the pleasure, I Canaan's land.
Should we do that whole again?
Yeah, why don't we do one whole verse and the chorus together of just the melody, and then we'll learn the harmony part.
How are we doing for pitch?
I think we're doing good. We're going sharp, but that's good. Stay there.
Farewell, my friends. Farewell, my friends. I'm bound for Canaan. I'm traveling through the wilderness. Your company has been delightful. You who doth leave my mind distressed. I go away behind to leave you, perhaps never to meet again. But if we never have the pleasure, I hope we'll meet on Canaan's land. Beautiful.
Nice. So the harmony part is, at least in this pitch we're doing, it's kind of in a sort of low tenor range or high baritone range. Farewell, my friends, I'm bound for Canaan. Try that. Farewell, my friends, I'm bound for Canaan. I'm traveling through the wilderness. I'm traveling through the wilderness. Do those two lines together. Farewell, my friends, I'm bound for Canaan. I'm traveling through the wilderness. Your company has been delightful. So that's the same. And these next two lines will actually be the same as the first one. So let's try that. Your company has been delightful. You who doth leave my mind distressed. Let's sing both those couplets together. And farewell, my friends, I'm bound for Canaan. I'm traveling through the wilderness. Your company has been delightful. You who doth leave my mind distressed. And then the chorus, the refrain is a little bit different. I go away behind to leave you. So I go away behind to leave you, perhaps never to meet again. Perhaps never to meet again. But if we never have the pleasure, but if we never have the pleasure, I hope we'll meet on Canaan's land. So again, those last two lines of the chorus are the same as the part of the verse. So the whole chorus. I go away behind to leave you, perhaps never to meet again. That's what we said.
Right.
Perhaps never to meet again. Perhaps never to meet again. There we go. I lost that line for a little while. Perhaps never to meet again. Perhaps never to meet again. There we go. I probably have to sing it with you in order to do it right. Do this chorus once. I go away behind to leave you. Perhaps never to meet again. One more time, just that. I go away. It's hard to get into that. I go away. We better do it from the beginning. Sing it with us, those two parts. And farewell, my friends, I'm bound for Canaan. I'm traveling through the wilderness. Your company has been delightful. You who doth leave my mind distressed. I go away behind to leave you. Perhaps never to meet again. But if we never have the pleasure, I hope we'll meet on Canaan's land. Let's repeat that chorus. I go away behind to leave you. Perhaps never to meet again. But if we never have the pleasure, I hope we'll meet on Canaan's land. There we go. I think we're ready to sing through the whole song with all these verses, and we won't repeat the chorus. Maybe on the last verse we'll repeat the chorus. So all the words are there in your chat. Here we go. Farewell, my friends, I'm bound for Canaan. I'm traveling through the wilderness. Your company has been delightful. You who doth leave my mind distressed. I go away behind to leave you. Perhaps never to meet again. But if we never have the pleasure, I hope we'll meet on Canaan's land. Next verse. I know dark clouds are hovering o'er me. I know my way is rough and steep. Yet beauteous fields lie just before me, where God's redeemed their vigils keep. I go away behind to leave you, perhaps never to meet again. But if we never have the pleasure, I hope we'll meet on Canaan's land. I want to wear a crown of glory when I get home to that good land. I want to shout salvation's story in concert with the angel band. I go away
on
Canaan's land.
Oh, wow, what a beautiful, beautiful, beautiful song. Thank you for teaching it to us so carefully.
Well, thank you. So I want to show the book that this song comes from. Oops, there we go. There we go, spotlighted. So it was originally published in 1855, and which was the time when a lot of the other much more well-known shape note collections were being published, like the Southern Harmony and the Sacred Harp. But this collection was particularly interesting because quite a number of the songs in it were songs that were either composed or harmonized by the compiler, which was named John J. McCurry. And those songs particularly were a lot of camp meeting songs and songs that came out of the kind of folk hymn tradition. And in many cases, they were tunes that were circulating in oral tradition that McCurry then made 3-part harmonizations of and put them in the book. And there's some wonderful, wonderful songs in there. And one of the interesting idiosyncrasies of the book is that it was arranged mostly by the key or the pitch that the songs were at. So there's like a whole section of the book that is in F sharp minor. And some of my favorite songs in the book are all in that section, including this one called Parting Friends. And about Parting Friends, he specifically said that he learned the air from the song when he was 8 years old from a singer in his locality, and then he harmonized it. So that would have been, he was 8 years old in 1829, so it was definitely a song that was in oral circulation. There was a question in the chat about what is the definition of shape note. Shape note was a system that was invented right around the turn of the 1800s in the community singing schools in New England as a way of helping people to learn how to read music by printing on the page a different shape of note head for each degree of the scale. So like if you had a scale with 7 notes, actually this original system used just 4 notes which repeated on the way up, and they were a triangle, a square, a round, and a diamond, and that would help people to recognize the pitch on the scale. And this notation system caught on, and pretty much all of the flood of songbooks that were published in New England and in the South after 1800 used this shape note system. I'll just show a particular example on the page. If you can see this, if I can get it close enough, you can see maybe. Yeah, that the different shapes, notes have different shapes of note head. So there was very widespread shape note singing all across the South, starting in the 1840s and going right on into the 20th century. And there's been a great revival of it in the last several decades of the 20th century and continuing now, so that there's community shape note sings all over the country. And it was a tradition which, in many respects, was a spiritual tradition using sacred texts, and the people involved in it, particularly in the South, came at it from a really spiritual connection. But in the revival, and since then, it's also taken on, it's a real social singing tradition where people gather together in big singing conventions, as much for the fellowship as for the experience of singing full-throatedly for sometimes a day or 2 days at a time. It's a wonderful tradition. And I think many of us, especially some of us Northerners who've been attracted to the shape note tradition, we approach these kind of sacred texts in a way that we interpret in our own ways, even if don't feel particularly Christian or religious in the traditional sense. But a lot of these sacred texts at least speak to me because they talk about themes of life and death and grace and things like that are kind of universal traditions. I don't know about Heidi, how she feels about some of these shape note songs.
Well, what's powerful to me about it, and what I appreciate about the living tradition in the South, is that it's not about performing usually, it's about sitting and facing one another and singing your hearts out to one another. Right. And that is what I'm most drawn to in music, is music that is by and for one another.
Right.
There's a question, Larry and Heidi, from someone else in the chat, Amos. Amos, who says, one of the verses I recognize from Poor Wayfaring Stranger. Can you explain this?
Tremendous overlap in these shape note songs, that texts would be borrowed from one song to another, or extra verses would be plucked from one song to add on to another. So there's definitely a tremendous amount of overlap in many different shape note songs that use the same text over and over. And a lot of these texts came out of the camp meetings, and they maybe would have a hymn text that would have a little refrain appended onto them that would alternate with the verses of the text. That's kind of the way it is with Parting Friends.
You're both so knowledgeable. Can you tell us a little bit about your camps? Because I bet there are people in here who would want to get involved with you some more.
Absolutely. Village Harmony sponsors a whole program of in-person and online camps. In a normal season, we have quite a few more in-person camps, including camps abroad. This summer, though, we're having an adult camp in Western Massachusetts for a week in August that Heidi's going to be one of the main teachers of, along with Serena, who you'll hear from later in the week, and Gideon Crevauchet, and that's going to be August 1st through 8th. And you can read about it on our website. There's a link in the chat about the adult camp information. And we're also going to have one traveling teen camp this summer, which is going to go from July 29th to August 15th. Normally in a given summer, we have 3 traveling teen camps like that, but it's been reduced because of the pandemic this summer. But this camp's going to actually, during its traveling portion, we're going to be camping at Vermont State Parks and doing a whole series of whole program of outdoor concerts. So the information about that is in the chat as well. But also, Village Harmony has a really big program of online programs. In fact, every week this summer, starting this past weekend, there's going to be 2 different song leaders leading hour-and-a-half sessions on Saturday evening and Sunday midday at 1 o'clock. And these leaders are coming from all over the world. You can read about those online sessions also on our website. So it's going to go 16 weeks with, or 16 different leaders, again, from all over the world, from South Africa, from Georgia, from Corsica, from Norway, from Sweden, from Iran and other places like that, as well as a number of teachers from the United States.
That's great. I actually forgot to put in the Social Harp songbook link too, so I'm going to drop that in the chat now too.
Right. The book is still available. It's a facsimile edition of the original, and it's published by University of Georgia Press, so it is still available.
We have a little time left if we can sing along with you one last time.
Absolutely.
Anything about this week?
Oh, yeah. This week, I want to talk a little bit more about some of the leaders that are coming this week. Tomorrow, you're going to be blessed by singing with Nadia Tarnowski, who is an absolutely stupendous singer and specializes in Ukrainian music. She's of Ukrainian background and has spent much time in the Ukraine working with village singers. So she's going to teach a wonderful village song. Heidi and Serena are going to be teaching later in the week. And then also 2 of my other Village Harmony colleagues, Sinead O'Mahony and Avery Book, are going to be leading sessions at the end of the week. Avery's going to teach a social justice song, and we're probably going to teach a South African song and a Georgian song. So stay tuned all week for a real potpourri of different kinds of vocal traditions.
Thank you so much for hosting us and for inviting us and for the ongoing incredible gift that is the Antidote of Song, and big love and thanks to everybody wherever you are out there right now, and hallelujah that we get to keep singing together. So thank you so much. Should we sing this part again?
Let's do the whole song. I think we can sing through the whole song once.
Okay. Farewell, my friends, I'm bound for Canaan. I'm traveling through the wilderness. Your company has been delightful. You who doth leave my mind distressed. I go away behind to leave you, perhaps never to meet again. But if we never have the pleasure, I hope we'll meet on Canaan's land.
dark clouds are gathering o'er me. I know my way is rough and steep, yet beauteous fields lie just before me, where God's redeemed their vigils keep. I go away behind to leave you, perhaps never to meet again. But if we never have the pleasure, I hope we'll meet on Canaan's land. I want to wear a crown of glory when I get home to that good land. I want to shout salvation's story in concert with the angel band. I go away behind to leave you, perhaps never to meet again. But if we never have the pleasure, I hope we'll meet on Canaan's land.
Thank you so much, Larry and Heidi. We're so happy to be spending the week with you, Larry, and we really, really look forward to singing again.
Well, thank you so much again. It's a pleasure to share with this wonderful crew of singers out there.
And thank you to Joe Rossi, wherever you are in the country. I guess it's time for us to say until next time. A bientôt. I will, I guess, go ahead and say the goodbyes. So see you again tomorrow. It's going to be Village Harmony Week all week, y'all. So come on back. Thank you again to Larry Gordon and Heidi Wilson. Let's show them some shine. And thank you to Joe for gathering us, of course. And good, Deborah, good to see you. See you tomorrow. Susan, so glad you're here. See you next time. Mabel in Massachusetts and one of the Cinnamon Bears. See you guys real soon. Woo, 2 Cinnamon Bears. Bob, great background. See you tomorrow, we hope. Anne, Strange, Sherry, Shakti, Kim, Bothan, great to see you all. Phoebe, goodbye. Carol, Jay in Connecticut, see you. Kate in Charlottesville, see you soon. Christiana and Bob. Hey, have a great rest of your day. Annette Perrone, Isabel Coots, I believe. Good to see you. Storm, have a great day. Bonnie Schuster, see you next time. Carolyn, hey, that's my friend's dog, by the way. Ann Lafferty, good to see you. See you tomorrow. Gary, good to see you as usual. Fred, Becky, Hoda, hello Hoda. Dennis Donnelly, good to see you. Al Christians, have a great afternoon. Kathy in upstate New York, have a great afternoon. O'Brien's gone. Dan, hey Dan, see you next time. Nancy's cow, see you soon. Dane, am I saying your name properly? Dane, good to see you. I haven't met you yet. Bye, Bob in Massachusetts. And Wright, hello, good to see you. Gladys, Haddad, welcome and have a great afternoon. Janet S., Aloysius is gone already. Let's see, who have I missed? Oh, Sheila Ginsburg, hello Sheila. And Busy, hi Busy, you're on my last page. Good to see you, Busy. Have a great afternoon. Deli, I see you, Deli. LMG, I need to learn your real name so that I can say your name. Oh, hey, Arlene, you're in a new spot. Great to see you. And everyone off camera, so great to see you. Oh, and goodbye to Facebook Live. I almost forgot to